Hello, travelers. Welcome to or welcome back to Traveling Beyond Boundaries. My name is Michelle, and I am a travel addict, specifically cruise addict. But that's okay. I'm not in recovery. My recovery is taking more cruises. Background music supplied by my daughter, who's playing with her musical toy. One of the only times I have time to record, which is why I don't use a tripod anymore or film in a fancy room. Nope, things have changed. You want videos? This is how I make them. Anyway, today I have some tips for you guys on dining on a cruise ship with picky eaters. Because we all know someone who is a picky eater. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's someone else you travel with. My brother. Tip number 1 is to check out the menus and the venues ahead of time. So right now we are like 20 something days away from our Bahamas cruise as of filming, and like, I don't know, 40-ish days away, 45 days away from our Alaska cruise with Princess. And with Royal Caribbean, we can actually see the menus now. Princess, we can't yet, but we can see the menus of what we can order. My brother, like I said, picky eater. So being able to see the menus ahead of time and also be able to see the videos on YouTube of some dining options have been really helpful, because it's like, oh, maybe he'll eat this, maybe he'd be okay to eat that, and whatnot. But Princess, like I said, doesn't have their menus ahead of time, so it kind of varies by ship and cruise line on how far in advance you can get it, but definitely helps to be able to see it. Not only for the main dining room, but also some of the other dining venues as well. You can kind of see online. You can also look up previous menus online. Sometimes you can find them, sometimes you can't, but for bigger cruise lines like Royal and Princess, you can usually find them. Tip number 2 is if you cannot find them online or in your app in advance, you can always see the menu before you go to the dining room. Usually on the ship, if you don't use your phone on the ship, maybe you don't have a phone, maybe you don't want to use your phone, usually on one of the boards by the elevators, you can see the menu for that night in the main dining room as well. Usually you can also see what kind of theme there is in the buffet, but at least by having it the night or the day of before you go to the dining room, having that little tip off to be like, okay, yes, there's something I want to eat here, or no, there isn't, then you have a little bit of options to kind of see what there is to eat if you guys don't like what's there. My third tip is to eat at different venues. I've eaten in the main dining room once. I tie-dyed and I have yucky hands now. Anyway, once I've eaten in the main dining room and was not the greatest experience. It was a really long meal. I was hungry after, and I didn't know things that I know now. So yeah, this upcoming cruise, both cruises, we are planning on eating in the dining room more, especially with Royal, because they do have a vegan menu. Anyway, I digress. But you don't have to eat in the dining room. You don't. Eat in the buffet. You can eat at different other venues. Not only, if you want to pay for specialty dining, you can, but not only the specialty dining, but most cruise ships have stuff like pizza and burgers and stuff at different venues. The one cruise ship we are going on, the Oasis of the Seas, has a Mexican place that has, you can build your own wraps, and Marissa's joining me, so I'm like distracted now because she's grabbing me. There's Johnny Rockets, which is a slight pay. It's not that expensive, but there's a slight pay. Most places have a pizza, almost always have a pizza venue. Most ships also have just like a sandwich place that you can get some sandwiches or snacks. And like I said, the buffet, usually picky eaters can find something at the buffet. Oh, you found some candy. You don't even like that candy. Her eye is very gooky. Just ignore it. So she does not like this candy. Anyway, usually at the buffet you can find something to eat, but there's lots of venues. That's where I was going with that. My next tip is to ask if you're at the main dining room and you're like, I really just want like plain pasta. They might be able to accommodate you. I'm not going to say that all cruise lines will be accommodating or can accommodate, but for the most part, I feel like most cruise lines are willing to accommodate if you are like, I just want XYZ plain. I just want a baked potato. Especially if you see it on the menu, like, oh, there's steak and baked potato on the menu. Obviously, they have baked potatoes, So I just really want a baked potato, or stuff like that. I'm vegan, so stuff like just a baked potato or two is a meal for me. But I know for some you might not be, but it might be like, oh, I see there's grilled chicken and it comes with mashed potatoes, but I don't like mashed potatoes. Maybe you have a texture issue, but you're happy to eat a baked potato and you see that under a different thing. You can always ask and see if you can get that accommodated. Like I said, not all lines are going to be as accommodating, but for the most part, I feel like they are. And my last tip is order off the kids menu. There is nothing saying you can't order off the kids menu. There's also most lines I've never heard of a line that says no to ordering more than one thing. So if you're like, I'm going to order off the kids menu, but I really want a hot dog and a hamburger, do it. Really want mac and cheese, do it. Like you can, or you want 2 mac and cheese because you're an adult. Don't be afraid to order off the kids menu. People do it all the time. This is where Royal Caribbean kind of, I think, messed up a bit with their new menus. They used to have their classics menu, which their classics menu had some like favorites that were more picky eater safe. And by having them on the menu every single night, guaranteed to have something for people to eat, even if they are, if they don't like what's on the rotating menu. Now that they've changed that and they don't have that classics menu, which Princess still does. Princess has their princess favorites. Yeah, your poor eye. Down syndrome and drainage don't work very well. But all the lines have kids menus unless you're on an adult-only cruise, like Virgin Voyages or Viking or something. Oh, you're going to spill water all over me. Oh my goodness. So you can always order off the kids menu. No one's going to shame you for that. There's no guilt. There's no embarrassment. Just order off the kids menu. If there's something you like on it, ask for the kids menu. Princess even has like peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Pretty simple and plain and easy. And who doesn't like peanut butter and jam? Okay, I guess there's probably some people. I saw on Princess, they had peanut butter and banana sandwiches too. Are we done? We're done filming for now. Oh, look at your nose. Let's not look like your nose. Your nose is dirty. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Are you a picky eater? I'm like somewhat picky, but for the most part, not that picky. We'll see with Royal's new vegan menu, and we'll see how well Princess can accommodate vegan in general, to what exactly we're going to be eating. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments below, if you're a picky eater or not. And if you are, what one of those tips would you likely use on your next cruise? Thanks for watching. I probably said it already. Bye, guys.